Hey folks, we're live outside the National Weather Service in Brownsville in front of the anemometers and way up at the top of that tower, talking about why it's been so windy the last few days and why it's going to continue to be at least breezy over the next few days. And it all comes down to something called pressure gradient, which is the difference in pressure between the high pressure area that's off to the east of us and the low pressure area that's off to the northwest of us. Pressure gradient, or the difference in pressure. The best way to look at this is to kind of put it in 3D mode and lay the map down and imagine the high pressure area as a dome. We often refer to the highs as a dome of high pressure, and the low is a trough of low pressure. So that dome is really high, the trough is really low. The stronger that gradient, the stronger the wind is. The wind goes from the high to the low, and if that hill is steeper, if you will, the wind's going to be stronger. Imagine if you lay a marble on the top up where the high is and let it roll down to the low. The steeper that hill, the faster the marble is going to roll. Same thing is true with the wind. The steeper that gradient between the high and the low, the stronger the wind is going to be, and that gradient has been strong the last few days. So we have had, I would say, exceptional winds. Not extreme, but certainly exceptional winds across the area. The one other thing is the wind doesn't go straight from the high to the low. It turns right because of the Coriolis force, because the earth is turning, and that always turns that wind to the right, and that's how you get the clockwise flow around the high pressure area and the counterclockwise flow around the low pressure area. That's because of just the turning of the earth that makes that happen. But the pressure gradient is what's to blame for the strong winds. Now, here's what the winds are doing right now. This is not like we were a couple of days ago. Boy, we were out by the windmills on Tuesday and could barely stand up. We had to use the truck to block the wind so we could even be on the air. And now we're looking at, 10 to 15 across most of the valley, still sustained at 20 in McAllen, but nothing like the 15 to 30 that it was just a couple of days ago. Now, here's what FutureTrack says is going to happen tonight. The direction is southeast. That's the direction the wind is blowing from when we give you wind direction, and it's going to stay that way all night and into tomorrow. In the morning, winds are relatively light. As the day goes on, that pressure gradient gets a little stronger, not so much because of the low way to the northwest, but because of daytime heating over the valley, but we still have a pretty good wind. Then tomorrow night, it dies down again. Notice there weren't any bright oranges in there tomorrow. Not as windy tomorrow as it's been. You go on into Saturday. In the morning, winds out of the east-southeast, not much wind, and it stays blue most of the day. So Saturday, yes, breezy, but not outright windy like what it's been the last few days. So we get a little bit of a break. Yes, still windy, but a little bit of a break. Here are the current temperatures across the valley, and we are still relatively warm. These are the latest readings. 78 right now in McAllen, 76 in Harlingen, 72 at the coast. Here in Brownsville at the airport, right where we're standing, it is officially 75 degrees. The next 3 days, we stay above normal. The norm is 70 still, and we're going to go 83, 81, 83, staying well above average. Records, though, should not be threatened. We should stay well away from that. What about cloud cover? We don't see a cloud in the sky from where I'm standing right now. It's about as clear as it can be. FutureTrack does bring some moisture in late tonight and early tomorrow, and I think we could see a sprinkle or two and probably, more significantly, more clouds tomorrow than what we've been seeing. Not a rainy day by any means, but you might pick up a sprinkle or two on your windshield if you're driving out and about the valley. And again, a breezy day. Saturday, pretty much the same thing holds. I think we're going to see probably a mix of clouds and sun. Can't rule out a sprinkle on Saturday either, but nothing widespread, nothing big. I know there's some runs going on this weekend. I don't see a big problem for them, although a brief shower, certainly a possibility. Nothing that would mess up the run for you. And Sunday, I think we're back to partly to mostly sunny skies once again. Rain chances the next few days, we're looking at 10% Friday and Saturday. Then we are mainly dry again on Sunday. Quick check of what's going on across Texas. We'll show you the fronts, and then we'll go to the forecast from there. You can see the front in Texas. It's cold. You get up into places like Oklahoma, and temperatures are much colder than in Texas, but that front stalls, which is low pressure. The front's low pressure. It stalls and then moves back to the north and then fades away. By the end of the weekend, early next week, another front from the west pushes this direction, but the origin of the air mass is Pacific in nature. It's not Arctic in nature, so even when that comes through, probably about Tuesday, it'll cool us off a little, but not dramatically so. Could trigger a shower. So for tonight, a low of 68, well above average for this time of year. Our low tonight is closer to our normal high than the normal low. Then tomorrow, 83 for a high, plenty of clouds, a little bit of sun mixed in, and could be a brief shower, a couple of sprinkles around. But again, we don't expect anything widespread, no big-time rain at all. As you head into the weekend, temperatures stay in the 80s every day. By Tuesday of next week, that's when we see that front coming in. It could trigger a shower, perhaps a thunder shower, but even with that front, because that air mass is not an Arctic air mass, it's not particularly cold, temperatures will still be in the 70s, even behind that front. The good news is, even though it's going to be a little breezy, it won't be quite as windy over the next 2 or 3 days as what it's been. I think next week, late in the weekend next week, the wind could pick up again, but at least the next couple of days, more like today. Breezy, yes, but downright windy, wind advisories, that kind of thing, probably not. That's the latest from Brownsville. Tim Smith, Channel 5 News at 6.